Hi Wellham fam, welcome back to our channel. I'm Debbie.
I'm Darren.
And...
I'm invisible.
Yes, you're invisible. He's being my lovely, attractive cameraman. So, we are on to the Craftiosity. Now, you guys might remember, it was a little while ago I got this, but it was...
A couple of months ago, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago. In my defence...
It has been very hot.
One of the things it specified needing was an iron when the heat wave hit.
Yeah.
Right, so finally I've got my bits out. So these are the bits that we got with it. Craftiosity is a monthly box, as you guys know, and you can check out the proper unboxing for this anyway. So today is all about crafting. So we're getting crafty, people.
Yep.
Right, I've watched the video instruction. It isn't one I'm going to have to re-watch. It's pretty straightforward. And you still get step-by-step instructions. Now, there's a couple of things I did want to say to you about. Included is also this white apron.
Yep.
Just pop over there for the moment. Orange and yellow ink pads, craft scalpel, stencil templates, and these are the pictures they give you for your picture boards, or in my case for my scrapbooking bits, shadows bits and so on.
Yeah.
So now things they say you need are scissors. I've always got scissors at hand, an iron, which is in the cupboard, and you don't actually need that for at least 24 hours because they want everything to dry off properly first before you heat seal it for the washing. So basically it means you can wash the apron if you heat seal it. Yeah. An old tea towel or a piece of fabric is what goes on, because obviously you don't want to put an iron directly onto...
No, because it'll melt onto the iron.
So that would be lovely and messy. And obviously you'll be cutting these out into stencils. So basically each one of these sections that are in black you cut out with your tool. Now, you can use, because they also say you need cardboard. They did actually show on the video somebody taking this box apart and using it, not just to cut the stencils out, but also to make sure that when you are using this on the apron, if it does seep through, you've got protection. However, me being me, I do have a lot of craft stuff. So, I ummed and ahed over this. I mean, I had a couple of months too. I have got a nice piece of card that Darren's given me.
Yep.
So that'd be great for stopping colour bleeding through. But we also have one of these, which is a...
self-healing cutting board.
That's right. They're not a great deal of money, actually, or at least they weren't when we got them. And we also have a metal ruler, which again just makes life a little bit simpler.
Yeah, if you use cutting on a wooden or a plastic ruler, there's a good chance the blade's going to go through it.
That's right. So essentially all you need out right now is your either cutting board or cardboard or the box, which is why I love this so much, because if they do call for cardboard, it's already there. It's part of the packaging, so you know you're not stumped for it basically. But as we never throw anything away as a rule, apart from rubbish obviously, and recycling, you know, I've usually got things at hand. I've got a massive bag full of toilet rolls and kitchen rolls and whatnot, because I use them to rewrap wool and bits like that. So we've got everything here we need.
Yep.
Now what I will say is I'm going to do pretty much as that, but I'm also going to leave areas on my apron if I want to add, like, say, the Wow Ham Fam logo bit sort of thing, or if by chance, I'm going to show you these, because these are going on there at some point, which is why I won't necessarily do it all. I want to see what I'm doing first. I bought these. They were not cheap. You try getting anything for hamsters, I say they weren't cheap. They were about £6.50.
Yeah, but all the other oones are about £1.50, £2. All the other ones they make, these ones are really expensive.
I had to argue with myself over this. They've been in my basket for about a year, believe it or not. I am that type. I will buy things like mystery boxes and things like that. But if these had been what I call proper stamps, you know, the big dobbies that you push ones down and you're left with a gorgeous sort of thing afterwards, it would have been great. But I've not actually used these, although I have got quite a few of these now because they've come in different things. The hamster one I did need to get, and I am absolutely determined, if I don't use it on this apron, I am going to be testing these out on bits. But
what you bake of it.
I have not used these yet, and I'm not going to muck around with something that comes with everything included. So although there will be space there, because it's sort of, they sort of suggest it in a sort of sweeping motion anyway, which leaves enough room for the Wow Ham Fam, because I've got stencils for that. But as I said, I wanted to do it as is, because if you guys buying this as is, admittedly you could then say, well, if you're doing it as is, woman, why aren't you using the cardboard box? I don't see the point. I've got a cutting mat. I know I said as is, but come on, you know, if I've got a cutting mat, I'm not going to destroy a perfectly good box that I might be able to reutilise for something else, like a fort, for example. But no, the point is, I do collect different bits and babs. Also, I wanted to show you guys this. These pens I've got in here, I've got Posca, which are the best of the best. These are the ones you have to shake and then push, and you know, they're all fabric as well as rock and metal and glass friendly. So are the Sharpies and these cheaper metallic doodad ones. Now again, because I want to use what I've been given, apart from like the fact that this is in the section that says what you might need under cardboard, it's not something that they specify. They've got a box that you can use anyway. No, but it isn't actually sent.
It's something we've had for years. We used to make things for the shop.
That's right.
So we used to use them then.
But no, I mean, you know, there's being sensible and then there's being sensible.
But you are using the blade you got with it, and not the blades that we've already got. So.
Plus, you're going to know that with, that's right, I'm not using any of my blades. It sounds really flash, doesn't it? You know, just mooching around, using my crafting blades. I'm a hard case. You know, you've got to protect your hamsters somehow, people. That's right, it's hard on the streets. No, basically, you know, I'm really intimidating, aren't you? Were you intimidated? Go on. Right.
Ask the hamsters. It's how they roll.
It's how they roll. God was sad. Right. I don't know, peeps. Anyway, as I said, the next bit you will be viewing me from my crane. I say crane because it looks like that one in the movies where they walk up it and then they swing a big ball and it all goes.
Number 5 is alive!
Yeah, I know, it's my Johnny Five arm. But, yeah. But as you are looking from the crane view down sort of thing, hence, you know. Right, so guys, let's get crafting. Right guys, so I've done my cutouts. They're not perfect, but orange and lemon, lime slices are never perfect. So, you know, I just think mine's more authentic and I'm going to go with that. What I will say as a cautionary tale, do not cut how I cut. The safe way of cutting is always away from yourself. But unfortunately, I was born with a condition called cat-handedness.
Yeah.
Now,
I can't cut away from myself either.
no, I really can't. I can't.
You get more accuracy cutting towards yourself. You can angle it with your finger, can't you?
This is by no means a tutorial. I don't want anybody cutting themselves. But I've put the warning up there. How you decide to go on is very much your decision. Just be careful when it comes to blades. Now, not the easiest things to cut out because you've got so little in between. In actual fact, I'm pretty impressed with myself, I'll be honest. It's been a while since I've used blades and bits on things like this, and by a while I mean years. So, as I say, I know you guys have followed it. When you can't do very much for yourself, you seem to think that you can't do anything for yourself, and you can, but it just takes a while to get back into things. But you don't have to do them perfectly. No. The only thing I would say is that they have not left enough area in between, because you're going to be gently blotting this on, which means I've got to be really careful not to go over this area here. Yeah. But what can you do? You know, I may actually use a piece of kitchen towel just above where the bits are, so it can't necessarily bleed on or go on over. But yeah, so all in all, I'm rather impressed. Now this has taken me about 30 odd minutes. Purposely didn't time myself exactly, because quite simply guys, when they say clear in afternoon, it's, you know, it's a fun bit of the afternoon to just do something for you. So yeah, as I said, blades away, not towards. Unless you were also born with the cat-handedness. You should have seen my mum. She winced something chronic every time I tried to get coconut out of a coconut shell and that. But I've never cut myself, which is amazing considering Mum's got a fear of cutting herself, so she keeps all her knives pretty blunt. Don't do that. It's better to have a cut from a sharp knife. Right. So we are ready for the second part, which does make me slightly nervous. But here we go. So
you got it the right way around.
Teeny tiny apron. Yes, we have.
It's a hamster's apron.
It's an apron that can be used for yourself or little boos, but I wouldn't say it was going to cover an awful lot. If you were, mind you, you'd want the same.
Mind you, if you're sitting down,
wouldn't you?
Mind you, if you're sitting down anyway, it's going to be all right, isn't it?
So what I will say, guys, is this area up here I want to keep clear, because I'm hoping for wow ham fan basically across there, depending on sizings. But again, I'm not doing that now. Let's move those out the way. And I'm going to move the instruction bit, because I know what I'm doing on this.
Dairy.
I know, it is, isn't it? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to tuck this out of the way a little bit. Not underneath it, because it'll make it bumpy, but I just wanted to get to the main bit. So the area I want to be concentrating on is this sort of area, roughly. Just got to try and make it, it doesn't matter if it's not straight actually, because I'm just going to be plotting them where I want them.
Abstractly dropping. Abstract dropping.
Now what I'm going to do, because I only actually cut out one of each, you can cut out more But honestly, I mean, I'm going to pick the orange is going to be the full slice and the lemon for the half.
Yeah.
Just how I'm going to go. Now, I've got a sort of idea in my head. Obviously, where you're placing bits, you can't have them right next to each other.
No.
So I'm just going to scatter. And then, as I said, I'm not going to overly fill it. I'm giving you enough that you guys can see how it's supposed to go. But I'm also making allowances that I will probably add to this. But we will learn together on those new stamps, people. I'm not just going to go in blind, so we will be practicing with them and see how easy or how difficult they are to use, because you guys want to know that as well. It's, you know, if you're into doing bits and bobs, it's always better to get somebody else to fork out for the extent, see what the pros and cons are against it. I've got pens that work on fabric and things like that, none of which I've tried. Okay. So yeah, so no, we're gonna go for it. So I'm gonna get you back on the other camera and we'll get crafty. Right guys, so as you can see, it is nowhere near as simple as they make it look, only because it goes all smushy. I think, to be perfectly honest, it's one of those situations that if your stencils are that close to the edge, I thought about kitchen towel and it just didn't occur, I always get paint on myself. I get smothered. And that's why we have fingerprints. That's a little bit that went over one side. That's a little bit that went over one side. That started, but it stopped. I'm happy with this, believe it or not, because I knew that it was never going to look like something shop bought.
It's not supposed to.
It's not supposed to.
If you wanted it to look like something shop bought, you would have bought something shop bought.
Yeah. Was it fun? Yes. Was it messy? Yeah.
Potato painting.
Yeah, I know, this is it, isn't it? Now, what I would recommend with anything like this, I would say that stencils, if you're going to use stencils, you are better off, rather than with these things, which don't evenly come out, I might add, you're better off with something like paintbrush, you know, the hard bristle type jobbies, just small, about sort of size sort of thing, circular, hard doodahs.
Bingo dabber?
Yeah, that sort of idea, or something that's smaller anyway, and you can get paint. You can get these, the heat seal, but you can get paint that will as well. And to be honest, I think paint and a brush, you would be able to be more exacting on.
Yeah.
Or even if you had a smaller sponge, which I have got some.
You've got all different size sponges,
sponge ones and things. But doing it directly from a square ink pad or any size ink pad that's like that, it's just too big a surface area. You can't control what you're seeing. That being said, the woman that did it on the video made it look so easy, but her hand-eye coordination, she was not born with cat-handedness.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
But how many times does she have to do it as well?
I don't know.
Yeah, this is it.
I don't know.
Exactly. Just because you say the perfect one at the end.
But no, I mean, all in all, I'm relatively happy with it. I always think most things can be
improved with a hamster.
With a hamster, yeah, this is it. And as I said, I've left the top bit. This is very much an experimental apron. What I will not do to start off with, I'll try the stamps and the stencils, and the best way of doing it on either like thick card or paper first, or if it is paper, to put it on thick card, because it's very different from fabric. Or if I've got some fabric hanging around, or a t-shirt I'm not so keen on, providing you don't, I don't know, we've got quite a few white t-shirts that we don't use, so I could play with them a bit. But the point is, if I test it out, and when it comes to doing on here, if I'm really not happy with the finished result, it's not been heat sealed, I'm gonna, obviously you can't heat seal it for 24 hours anyway.
No.
But if I fiddle around, put it on here, I'm not happy with it, it'd be interesting to see how well it actually washes out without being heat sealed. So the way I look at it is, it's all a learning curve. If you're going to use these, I'd say use bigger stencils or a bigger surround, then they'd be absolutely fine. Although, as I said, they didn't actually produce the stuff evenly, so I don't know. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys like this. It's not a tutorial, it's me showing you how I do craft.
How you did it and how it ended up.
Yeah, everybody's different, everybody's got their strengths and weaknesses. I'm not expecting to do every craft things like the Craftiosity boxes that comes. I may not do particularly well with certain ones.
Yeah. But how was the box? How was it with the picture you got? You said the stamps weren't great, they didn't go evenly.
The stamps would have been fine if I'd have had more of an area around the stencils. You can't have more of an area around the stencils if you're going to keep any extra. And I wasn't sure if I'd have to use more or not. I had fun, so that's a tick. I enjoyed doing it. I got messy, but not to the point where I was annoyed about it.
Yeah.
So, no, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Good, messy fun.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyway, guys, I hope you guys like it. Tell me what you think. I know it's not going to be sold in a shop. I'm not, you know, this is purely for my own amusement value, really. But no, I'd be interested to know whether you guys have had a go, whether you've tried doing stenciling yourself and bits like that, what you've had success with, whether there's ink ones like this, sorry, paint ones like this that you would recommend that are a bit more even. These are VersaCraft. The woman in the video did it perfectly, but I'm quite new to this. I mean, I don't think I've done stenciling properly for a very, very long time. Many, many, many moons, in fact. But no, I mean, no, let me know what you think anyway. Right, don't forget to enter our competition, guys. It's running until the 5th of November, so if you are watching this after them, you were too late. If you are still watching it, every comment puts your name in the hat. It's either going to be a massive prize if we reach 500 subscribers. So,
by the 5th of November.
By the 5th of November. If we don't, it'll be a smaller prize. So there's still a prize to be won. So either way, it's worth punting, you know, having a go. Okay. So, as ever, guys, be different and may the odds be ever in your favour. Bye.